Hey everyone, it's Shiny here, and today I thought I'd make a quick video with some tips about BVR engagements and some examples. Um, so I'm a multiplayer person. I'm a multiplayer guy, so I think multiplayer is the real event, um, but we have to practice. So single player BVR practice is really important just to know what you're doing, to develop your muscle memory, and just to have fun, of course. But in order to later be successful in multiplayer, you have to build that routine and muscle memory, and getting through your controls and controlling the gesture menu quickly, and all of your ACM modes and your weapon selections and all of those things really quickly. So right now we're in a mission that I call my BVR Arena. So it's just a mission where I can choose from different planes with different loadouts. And then when I'm in the mission, I can use the F10 menu to choose. I can show you an example right here. If we go to F10, and I can choose what planes I want to fight. So it's just a mission where you can, fight this guy and restart the mission, fight somebody else, restart the mission, fight somebody else. So like I said, it's just a practice BVR arena. And before I get into any examples, and I'm just going to try to make this a quick video so I don't have to do a lot of editing. So I'm going to try to just talk through this as I do it. But before I do any actual engagement, I want to go over a couple main tips, really important tips, I think are really important tips. And I've said this in another video, but it bears repeating, that how you control the gesture menu is really important, and being able to go through those controls quickly, especially in a fight, it's really important to be able to do these things quickly, because remember, Jester's not that kind of AI. He's not going to do the radar for you exactly, right? He will. Remember, the gesture menu is just a control interface that allows you as the pilot to control things that need to be controlled from the back seat. So Jester is not going to, search for targets and lock targets and do all that stuff for you out of his own, his own mind, his own. He's not going to do it himself. Searching for the right word. But you have to control the radar through the gesture menu. So it's really important. If you're in VR and you can't use your keyboard easily, I can't help you much there. You have to find another solution or a voice activated solution. But for me, the best solution is with the keyboard. And what I use is keep the default gesture menu A button, right? And then what I use is just the keyboard numbers 1 through 8. I use those to control those selections on the gesture menu. It allows you to really quickly go through the gesture menu and get to what you want. Okay, so that's what I recommend. Default A to go into the gesture menu, and keys 1 through 8 to go through. And then it's just going to be muscle memory to get to the commands you want. Once you practice and do it enough, you can go through them super quick. Okay, let's come out of that. And let me show you an example. So things that we need to look at. So first, in the gesture menu, what are we going to be using, right? One thing I use a lot is, and before I even do that, let me come down here and switch over to the TID. That's one thing I highly recommend you have. Controls that you have bound is the TID HSI switch, and switching between your camera and the, what is that called? The VSD? I'm not sure. Oh, the VDI. The VDI and your camera. So go back to the controls for just a second. I'll show you that one. Yeah, VDI toggle, HSD toggle, right? those two are really important to have bound because you need to be able to go through those quickly, okay? Go back. And we go into the Jester menu, changing your TID range, changing the range on the that you're looking at from close up 50 nautical miles to the standard 100 nautical miles out to 200 nautical miles. If we look right now, that's in the standard 100. A53.
Roger.
A53 brings us to the 50 nautical mile range. We are zoomed in. A55 will take us out to 200. Let's do it quickly.
Okay.
That takes us out to 200. Let's go back to 100 mile range quickly.
Roger.
And we're back to the 100 mile range, right? So that's quickly, that's important to get through quickly, is what I want to say. Okay, also in the Jester menu, you're going to want to lock targets, of course. One thing you might have to do before you lock a target is to make sure you're in TWS for Phoenix. So if you bring up the controls indicator, and we can see there that it says RWS, because right now I'm in range while scan. So if Jester has it automatically in range while scan, but I'm going to use a Phoenix and I need to get it into TWS, and especially because he won't identify, he won't IFF targets unless it's in TWS. So if it's in range while scan and you have an unknown target out there, he's not going to IFF that unless you go to TWS. So A62 track while scan auto, right? A61 to go back to automatic, which he might put it back in RWS. So I can quickly go, oh, I need TWS. A62, boom, boom. Okay, so that's going to be important. Okay, what else? We want to lock targets. Now, if you're using Phoenix and you have it in track while scan, you have those targets prioritized automatically. The closest target, target 1, target 2, target 3. So what I do most of the time when I'm closing on somebody in TWS auto is I might need to STT lock at some point that closest high priority target. So A and then 2, and I'm going to go with 5. First TWS target. That locks that #1 priority target.
I can't do that.
Now, he can't do it because there's no targets. So, all right. So, you have options like just target ahead and enemy target ahead. So, target ahead, right, whatever is the closest target, no matter if it's friendly or enemy or unidentified. Enemy target ahead. So, if there's a friendly and there's one identified enemy target, of course that'll lock the enemy target. I don't use those very often. Because when I'm STTing a target, most of the time when you need an STT lock, you're going to be close. You're going to be getting close. And if you're within 20 miles, you need to be using ACM mode, right? You need to be using POW. If I'm further away and a target is approaching and I decide I'm going to switch to an STT lock, it's almost always going from TWS, and I'm choosing the first priority target using this 5 option. But of course, sometimes you do use those. There's no problem. You can use target enemy head, or just target ahead. However, remember that don't just blindly push those buttons, right? If you don't even have your TID up, you're just like this, and you just say, hey, Jester, target an enemy ahead. Don't do that. Jester's not thinking by himself. If he doesn't have the radar showing a target, he can't lock it. And you need to decide what target to lock, right? You need to take the initiative. You need to be paying attention. Jester's not going to do this stuff for you. You need to be looking at the TID. Who am I trying to lock? and then do what you need to do to lock that target. If you have multiple targets out there, and I can't show it right now, but maybe we can demonstrate it in a bit. Whoops. Another thing you can do is choose specific target. Right now I have no choices, but this will give you the different targets that are available and the different ranges. So if you're looking to lock a specific target and you know what its range is, you can choose that specific target, okay? That'll help you out. Okay, the other thing I want to mention before I give an example here is your ACM modes, okay? Okay, the other controls we need to look at are your ACM modes. That's what you need inside 20 miles, right? Inside 20 miles, you're generally using PAL. If you get into a turning fight, a turning dog fight, then you can use the VSL modes. So let's look at the controls again. So what I do, I have a Warthog throttle and stick. So, but other sticks too might have a similar setup on the throttle, right? On the front side of the throttle, there is, oh, what is this one called? Let me see. In here, it's called the POV Switch, but I believe it also has another name. But it's the four-way hat. The four-way hat on the front of the throttle. And for the life of me, I can't remember the other common name for it. It's sometimes a sensor select switch in some aircraft. It's called the POV switch here on the front of the throttle. Anyway, that's what I use for my ACM modes. So I have up is for PAL mode. So which is up on the POV switch. That is PAL mode. I have right on the POV switch for VSL low and left for VSL high. So right there, it's right there. Your hand is on the throttle. Your finger is on that switch, your index finger. So you can super easily click to PAL, click to VSL. The only other thing I have bound is down on that same switch, on the POV switch down, and that is brake lock. So that's the only thing where I'm telling I have a Jester menu item bound, and that is brake lock. So that's necessary. Sometimes you got to quickly break a lock to lock something else, or just when you're maneuvering, whatever. So down brake lock, up PAL, right VSL low, left VSL high. Okay. And let me show you another little trick with that. So, and you can look at the controls indicator here down in the corner, because that shows you what radar mode you're in. And I'm in Twiz Auto, and you can see when I click up to PAL, click back, click up to PAL, click back. That can be really useful. You can use going to your ACM mode, going to PAL as a refresh for your radar for TWS. So if TWS is tracking some targets to the side, it's not tracking the targets you want to track, you want to refresh it, just click into PAL and click back to TWS. That will basically just wipe the slate clean, refresh. It'll start over, it'll redesignate the priority targets. It's just a refresh. So feel free to use PAL for that purpose, to refresh your TWS or other radar picture that you're looking at. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to run a couple engagements, and I'll try to talk you through it, okay, and tell you what I'm doing. One other thing before I start that. So a basic thing I want to do when we're doing BVR in the Tomcat is you're going to want to use your Phoenix most of the time. That's one of the points of the plane, right? So, and you see so much on the forum, people don't always know how to employ the Phoenix the best. So if you're taking a long shot, right? When I'm saying a long shot, I'm thinking 40 miles or more. When you're taking a long shot in the Phoenix, you want to be at 30,000 feet or above is preferable. Of course, you want to be as fast as you can, but altitude is priority. So if you're going to take a long shot, 40 mile plus with the Phoenix, let's get to 30,000 feet at least. That's the goal. If you're 29,000 feet and you have to take the shot, that's fine. But let's aim for 30. Okay, and then another thing is now, you know, when you're using the Phoenix C, you know, it has, if you lose track of the target, it will go active on its own. So it'll still track the target. So remember that, because you want to support the missile as long as possible. But if you drop the track a little early, or if you had to defend, your missile still has a chance there. And depending on how close you launch the missile and how your enemy is defending, it can have a very good chance. Now, I use when I'm at about 13 miles, I'm almost always going to put the ACM mode up, right? Flip that switch up, because I want my Phoenixes coming off active off the rail. And then I'm firing it in fully fire and forget, right? Inside that 13, 12 miles, ACM cover up, Phoenix shot, and I'm able to defend right away. That's a fire and forget missile. If I fire it about inside 20 miles, I don't want to fire a Phoenix just over 20 miles because it will still loft, and I don't really want it to loft at that time. So if I'm just inside 20 miles, the Phoenix won't loft, it'll go directly. So I can fire the Phoenix then. I don't have to use the ACM cover. I can just support it for a little bit, and it'll still be able to go active pretty quickly on its own. But, you know, if you're firing at a target that doesn't have a Fox 3 missile, you know, if it's somebody who only has Fox 1s, you don't consider them a big threat, there's no reason to take a lot of risky shots, you know. Save your risky shots for people who are more dangerous to you, you know. If it's a MiG-21, just get inside, get to about 10 miles, and take active off the rail Fox 3 shot. You take high PK shots, right? Don't throw missiles around the air. You know, the time when you want to take a long distance shot in the Phoenix is when your target is high and fast. If you're in multiplayer and there's an F-16 Viper on the red side and he's at 40,000 feet, you know, supersonic coming straight at you, that's a Phoenix target, right? He's high, he's fast. Get that Phoenix out early before he's ready to defend, and if he's at high altitude, he won't be able to maneuver quite as quickly. You have a good chance to pick him off. So don't waste missiles, don't throw them around unnecessarily, okay? Anyway, it's a lot of talking. So let's do a couple examples. Okay, so I'm in a Tomcat B right now with a loadout of 4 Phoenix, 2 spare, 2 Sidewinder, a very basic standard loadout, okay? So let's see, let's choose who are we going to fight. And for this one, let's fight 2 MiG-29s, okay? It's an easy one. 2 MiG-29s, F6. Okay, so I get my TID up. And I'm going to go ahead and start climbing. And we see them on the RWR. We see them there on the TID. Just inside 60 miles. Actually, he's almost at 50 miles, 51 miles. Okay. We're going to go ahead and select Phoenix.
There is Bandit, Bra 090, 49 miles.
Get the master arm on. So I do want to take a long shot at this guy first. You see there are 2 MiG-29s, but I've only seen one. It's because they're close together. They're in close formation. They just haven't broken out on the radar screen. Coming up on 40 miles, when I get to 30,000 feet, I'm going to take one long shot. Okay, Fox 3, MiG-29, 40 miles, 20,000 feet. When these MiG-29s, when he starts defending that missile, that will also break them out. They'll split up, and I'll be able to see both targets. Now I regret one thing. I should have changed my TID range to 50 miles before I fired that, because once you're supporting a missile and a target's counting down, you can't change your TID range at that time. So should have did that before, but that's okay. That missile's counting down 51 seconds, so I am cranking off here to the right. I want to start coming down a little bit in altitude. I was out of burner. Of course, I don't need to waste any gas right now. That missile's counting down 35 seconds, 33. When he starts defending, they'll break out. I might get a kill or I might not, but I'll be able to see them separately. Okay, that missile is
075, 24
active.
miles.
You can see, I think they're starting to break out on the radar screen. I'm going to turn back in. I'm looking for these guys. I'm looking for them visually. I can see one dot up here in the
Okay,
air.
let's do this. Roger, okay.
Change that TID
Target,
range
15 miles.
and go ahead and get this guy locked up. Assume he defended my first missile. Coming up on closer range
That's a
here.
fulcrum.
ACM cover up. ACM cover up, coming on 10 miles. Fox 3. That's just one, though. Don't know where the other guy is. Keeping eyes on him. Watching for any missile launches.
Target, 6 miles.
Getting close now. Backed up with a Fox 2. He's dead.
Bandit is going down.
Fox 2 connected as well. Now where is his friend? By the way, these MiG-29s are all on ace mode. Doesn't always mean they're like super smart or good or anything like that, but they are on ace mode for what it's worth. So this MiG-29 is out here ahead of me. I don't see him. He probably defended my missile and went low.
Copy. Pickle tanks.
Get rid of my gas tanks. Alright, we're going to pause and cheat. Because I think this guy... Oh, he ran away. Okay. That guy ran away. What we're going to do is go into another one. Let's do another situation, another setup. Okay, so this time we're in a Tomcat B with a 4 Phoenix 4 Sidewinder loadout. That's the loadout I want to use when I'm fighting against Fox 3 opponents. So let's take a Fox 3 opponent, 2 Vipers, and let's go immediately and climb. We're going to have to get up. Let's get on the TID. Make sure we're in Twiz. See those guys on the RWR. See them on scope now. Zone 3. Inside 60 miles. 50-some miles. 53 miles. Already close. Let's get up to 30. If these guys break out on the radar, we can fire at both guys at the same time. And at least maybe we'll get lucky and pick one off. Phoenix Master Armor.
We have a Bandit 080, 46 miles, 29,000. Okay.
TID 50-mile range. So have a close-up look. Let's level off and make sure we're not too slow. Okay. Nice. 45 miles. Fox 3.
Nails on our nose, 12 o'clock.
Fox 3 again.
Nails, 1 o'clock.
Let's start cranking. Offsetting. These guys are also going to fire long-range AMRAMs at me. They're not as long range as my Phoenix, but they will fire. Be prepared to defend those. Two Vipers will be a little tough, always. So you really hope that you can pick one off at range and not have to deal with two close in. But that's just a bit of a pain in the ass. And I should be getting down to lower altitude, thicker air. I should be continuing that crank. Obviously, I'm not in a full notch because I need to still support my missiles at this point. The first one, the track actually dropped a little early, but only a couple seconds before that missile went pitbull. So not too much of a worry. Both missiles are pitbull now. I'm defending their AMRAAMs. And I'm going to go ahead and take it down to the ground, which is generally the safest tactic. That missile is over here. It's behind me now. The missile is behind me. And I'm safe. I'm clean. Probably hit the ground. Come back around, see if I can engage these guys. Should be within 20 miles. Oh, one kill. Splash one. Nice. I don't see that yet. Where was that splash? Don't know which one it was, is the only problem. I'm in PAL. I don't see anybody visually yet. Getting out of PAL. Looking for an RWR return so I can see where the second guy who's not dead is. Okay, there he is. He's over here. See him on RWR. Got him. So I want to go
Roger.
Target first.
He's locked.
Target. First Phoenix target.
Miles.
He's at 20 miles. Inside 20 miles. Inside 20 miles. Okay, I want to push in. I want to do a closer active shot on this guy, but he is also going to be shooting at me, so I am ready to defend, and I'm really pushing my luck by not firing as early as I want to. He just fired because he's cranking. Fox 3. Again, let's get down to the ground.
The sink rate is too high.
See him, keep an eye on him. Yeah, that missile's clear. Keep an eye on him. Turn back in. Where is he?
Splash.
Oh,
Target, 8
nice. There he is. And there he was. That's what I like to see. Ooh. Okay, so this time we're in an F-14A, and we have, again, the 4 Phoenix, 2 Sparrow, 2 Sidewinder setup. Alright, and who are we going to fight this time? Let's fight MiG-31s. Let's fight Foxhound. Let's have some. Let's get up. Okay. So these guys are a little further away. Selected. Let's get ourselves high. Get that gun right up in case I need it. And a nice VF-114 Desert Storm era Aardvark skin. Looking lovely and sexy. See, we're still in range while scan. If you can see that here on the when I bring up the controls. Let's get into Twiz Auto, of course. A62. Let's get into Twiz Auto because we want to be ready Phoenix to start targeting and prioritizing targets and be able to IFF these guys. Coming up already over 30. Start to level her off. Yeah, we'll definitely take long shots.
We have a
let's level off and
we have
pick up
a
speed.
Bandit Bra 100
73 miles,
31,000.
All right, but there's 2 of them, but they're not broken out yet. So I'm only seeing 1. But I am going to take a long shot on this guy. That's what Phoenixes are for. Okay, Fox 3 on this guy, 66 miles. He's 31,000. He has a friend, but I can't see his friend yet. So we'll just pop out 1 missile on this guy. Let's get out of burner. No reason to increase that closure rate at this point. No reason to waste gas. No reason to close on these guys faster than I need to close on these guys. Right? Let's keep them at arm's length for right now. See that missile's counting down. The missile still has 84 seconds to go. He's coming up on 50 miles. I don't want to descend too low yet. I wish these guys would have broken out of formation so I could see them. Foxhound also has long-range missiles. So, second thought, maybe I should get down to a little lower altitude. Okay, starting to break out that second target, I think.
We've got a Bandit 090, 42 miles, 32,000.
Missiles counting down. I might have even dropped that track. But that missile's about to go pitbull, and if they stay pretty much on the same course, that missile still has a good chance to pick them up and hit. I gotta get back into burner. Stretching out here. See what happens with this guy. Okay, we got 1 hit. We got 1 hit. That's 1 Fox bat down. That's good. It's 1 Fox bat down, and I believe both of them went
Okay, we're
defensive. Not sure which is which.
Roger.
Let's lock up the guy in the front.
Lock. Target 28 miles.
See if he's flying or if he's falling. Ah, he's falling. Okay.
Okay.
Break that lock. It's not the droid we're looking for. My guy's out here now. Zone
Roger.
2. Let's lock up this guy.
He's spiked.
This guy's at 25 miles. And it looks like he's coming hard. I'll go ahead and pop off a Phoenix here once I get to 20. Where that's inside the lofting, the no lofting
Target
zone.
21 miles.
Okay, here we go. Fox 3.
That's a MiG-31.
Switch this guy. Let's keep an eye on this guy. So he's flanking a bit. I don't think he's fired anything at me right now. He's just concentrating on
Target,
defending that.
10 miles.
Inside 10, I might pop out another missile in this guy. I am going to pop out another missile in this guy. Fox 3.
I lost lock.
Watching for a launch, watching for a launch. Lost lock. Lock him up again, no problem. And POW, I can see where he is on the TCS. No sweat. I'm behind him now. He's moving fast away.
Target, 8 miles.
Assume he defeated both of those Phoenixes. It's unfortunate. But I mean, I am in the position that I want to be in right now, so it's okay. Well, to be honest, of course, we know he's a pretty fast airplane. I think I'm actually going to try a Sparrow shot here in a second. Seems like a reasonable Sparrow situation. Although, I mean, I'll use the Phoenix. I mean, I'll use the Phoenix inside 5 miles. It works just fine. So I do not believe the Phoenix is just for long-range shots. I like to use it anywhere. But that Sparrow, I think, is going to do the job this time.
Splash!
Yeah, Sparrow did the job that time.
The Bandit is down.
I like that.
5 o'clock low. Okay, very fast now. 6 o'clock low. Passing through 570. 6 o'clock.
All right. Okay, so we're back. We're back in the Tomcat A. This is again a loadout with 4 Phoenix, 2 Sparrow, 2 Sidewinders in the Tomcat A. Let's do this time. Let's take on 4 MiG-21s, right?
Heads up, I've got nails.
Okay, we got 4 MiG-21s now. With 4 planes.
Bandit 2-ship, Bra, 065, 52 miles.
Remember, these guys are not a Fox 3 threat, so I don't have to shoot them all from super far away. It's no problem.
Bandit 2-ship, Bra, 070, 49 miles.
What I'm going to do is, with 4 planes, I'm going to shoot the first one just inside 20 miles. And then as I close in, inside 10,
Looks like
I'm going to be
nails,
using
1 o'clock.
PAL mode to switch between targets and try to get
I got nails
other
on those, 12 o'clock.
ACM cover up, fire and forget Phoenixes off on the others, and that might still have me merging with 1 if I'm lucky. We'll see. Let's get the TID down to 50. Watch these guys come in here at 30-some miles. Keep the speed up for right now, although I don't really want to close that fast, but I'm going to keep the speed up nonetheless. At least these guys are all broken out on radar. I can see them separately right now.
Fights on. Roger.
Go ahead and drop my tanks, even though I still have a little gas in them, but
Jettison bags.
I don't want any tanks on. The best thing we could do is just wipe out all 4 of these guys before the merge. That would be outstanding. Okay, we're going to go ahead and lock the first guy. So he's target number 1, so I'm just going to lock him that way.
Target, 17 miles.
Keep an eye on him. Go ahead and put a Phoenix on him, right? I can see visually now all 4 targets. Remind you, I have a 1080p resolution, so that helps with that part. Okay, when these guys are getting about down to 10 miles, okay, I want to unlock that guy, and I want to try to lock this guy out here. I did.
Target, 11 miles.
Let's put a Phoenix on him.
Roger.
Let's put a Phoenix on him.
Roger.
Lock that guy. Lock this guy.
We have a bandit. Fish bed, 12 o'clock.
Let's put
2
a Sparrow
miles.
on this guy.
Speed is 390. Spike, 12 o'clock.
Okay. Got that
Bandit
guy
is
too.
down.
Put some
Flash.
flares out in that. One of them got by me, I think. So I'm a little worried about that. I think one of them got by me. Yeah. I'm sure one of them got by me.
Spike, 11 o'clock. Bogey, fish bed, 12 o'clock low. 1 mile, speed 280. 6 o'clock. Nine o'clock high, 340. 370.
Got him. See him?
12 o'clock high. Speed is
PSL.
310.
There he is. Fox 2.
12 o'clock.
That's not going to hit. It's too close. It's a bad angle.
8 o'clock. Eight o'clock low. Speed 260.
See him?
210 knots. 12 o'clock low. Missile missed. 180. 12 o'clock low. We're at 210. Spike. 2 o'clock. 260 knots. 9 o'clock. Right at 300. 2 o'clock high. 330 just above corner speed.
Shit, lost him. Oh, there he is.
1 o'clock low. 1 o'clock high. 9 o'clock high. 7 o'clock. He's coming right. 260 knots. Speed is 240. 1 o'clock low.
Oh, yes.
6 o'clock high. Speed 280. Passing 250. 12 o'clock.
Gotta warn you guys, I'm not a great dog fighter. I like to hopefully kill him before I get to the merge. Fox 2, I hope that's not too far. Shit, missed.
12 o'clock low. 330 just above corner.
Now I wish I had brought 4 sidewinders instead of
Good flying, we're on
those
a 6.
sparrows, but whatever. I might actually get a sparrow shot off here at some point. If I can get a little distance.
Speed 300. He's on our 12. Ain't gonna get better than that.
I think
Speed
Jester
260
could
now.
get better than that. This guy would stop turning
12
and
o'clock.
just let me shoot him. That would be better than that. Hey, Fox 1. I don't think that's going to have any chance.
Passing 300.
Nope. Fuck.
330.
Come on.
Ooh, piece of candy. You're right behind him. 360 knots. Passing 400.
Okay.
430. One o'clock high. Right on the 6. Burn that sucker.
Now, he might have be giving up if he runs out of gas or something.
12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Showing 470.
Just cannot get my can't get my gun pipper on him.
12 o'clock. You got it. Closing. Speeding at 510.
Too fast.
We're on the
Alright.
6. Time to clean them and fry them.
It's a long, drawn out fight. Guess we're lucky we got 3 of them.
440, no, 430. We're Joker fuel. Speed 400.
Speed 400. I can cash in a little bit of that speed, can I?
12 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Maybe I can
Speed
get this
370.
gun pipper on. Oh! Got hits, got hits, got hits.
Oh, he's dead now.
Oh yeah. Come on now. There we go.
400.
Woo.
12 o'clock, you got it.
I'll take it, sir.
We're at 440.
Yeah. I'm not a super great dogfighter. I would have preferred to get all 4 of those guys before the merge, but
Coming up on 400.
he's dead. And I'll take it.
370.
All right, guys. So I think that's going to be it. I hope there was some useful information in that video, especially if you're new to the Tomcat and you're trying to figure out how to control everything, how to do your radar, how to get through the Jester menu, how to bind your ACM modes and stuff like that, or a couple of the basic tactics. I hope it was helpful. That's going to be all. I will talk to you guys on the next one.